Hello YouTube, I'm David with the David West channel. Today I want to go ahead and try to bow drill a new species for me. This is persimmon. When I first learned how to bow drill about 8 or 9 years ago, I went crazy with the technique. I wanted to try every single species that I possibly could. And I stopped counting at about 25. I've probably done about 40 species by now. I jotted down just 25 off the top of my head. These are not the original 25. This is just what I could come up with this morning. And pretty much to think of these, all I had to do was take a mental tour around my yard, around the different woods that I've walked through. So, tulip poplar, southern red oak, northern red oak, water oak, willow oak, white oak, dogwood, red maple, sweet gum, black gum, magnolia, privet, rose of Sharon, eastern red cedar, northern cedar, loblolly pine, Virginia pine, white pine, Leland cypress, hickory, river birch, sycamore, mullein, sourwood, and a boxwood bush. As you see, just about any species is going to work as long as the wood is in the right state of decay. Imagine this branch. Let's say it broke off and hung up in the tree for years and years and years, and it received all that weathering. It got soaking wet, it got dried out from 100-degree weather, it got soaking wet again, it froze up, it thawed out over multiple seasons. That makes the perfect density wood for bow drill. That's what you want to be looking for. No, you don't want a piece that still has the bark on it, because that's going to be retaining moisture for sure. But this is all I could find to represent persimmon. Let me give you a close-up. Let's start breaking it down. All right, I'll take this bark off and see if we have good enough wood for a nice straight spindle. Here's a good part I can use. Starting from this hard band on this end, we'll cut it off here and go on up into this hard band. I can cut most of that off when I use this pointy end for the bearing block. Let me show you. You see how I was able to make use of that hard bend, since this is going to be pointy for the bearing block end? Looks pretty good. I'll true it up some. You want to make sure that your bearing block end is on center line. You don't need a point that sharp, but in order for me to get this on center line, it just turned out like that. And then turn it 90 degrees and make sure it's still basically on center line. And you come down here 1/4 of an inch, do facets all the way around, come up an 1/8 inch, facets all the way around, come up a 1/16 inch, facets all the way around. And it looks like this. Looks pretty good. And we'll have to make a 2-piece fireboard because what I have to work with is not wide enough. Let's cut off this piece and made it up with this piece. I'll show you. All right, we'll cut a couple of flats on these two to make them fit together better. Cut a couple flats on top, bind them together with some paracord. Let me show you. So we'll bind this together with paracord and we'll put our divot right here. Now, because the grain is running this way, the spindle is going to want to drift towards the notch. So I will have my divot inset farther than usual. Let me show you what that looks like. Let's go ahead and use jute. Let's see, 6 feet ought to be enough. And we'll make a loop on one end. Come back about 1.5 inches, 2 inches, start wrapping it up. Good and tight. You get to the end, you put this end under the loop and inside of the loop, and then pull it tight with the other end. That is tight. Figure out where your foot's gonna go. Do I want my foot here or do I want my foot here? I think I want it right here. And then go ahead and cut a flat right here. Can't wait to try it out. Do check out my bow drill playlist. There are some exhaustive tutorials in there that will tell you every step to make to fashion a bow drill set. Let's give it a try. Pine Needles Tinder Bundle. We've got persimmon shavings, persimmon fuel wood, fatwood barren block, persimmon spindle, 2-piece Persimmon Fireboard. Let's go for the burn in. All right, let's see how well that dust pours off of the fireboard. Sticking a little bit, so there may be moisture in it, and there may be some resin in there also. Let's go ahead and cut our notch this way. Good. Kind of grainy, which is not good. I'm going to pile all that dust up on top of it and give it a chance to coalesce. It's already coalesced some, so that's a good sign. All right, y'all, do me a favor. Before you leave my channel, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and in that drop-down list, select all. And do give the video a like. I appreciate you joining me on this one. We'll catch you on the next one. And like I said, the spindle drifted towards the front of the notch. That's because that grain is running this way. But it turned out great, didn't it? We'll catch you on the next one.